Hi, I'm Lefty Cray and I work for Temple Fork Outfitters, which I think makes some of the finest fly rods in the world. And the nice thing about it is everybody at Temple Fork that I know is a serious fly fisherman. We design rods specifically for fishing and the customer. I also know that if you could cast better, you could probably catch more fish and have more fun. The problem is that lots of us don't have either the facilities to go out and practice, or we don't have the time. And so we have designed what we call our office rod, which is virtually a new type of yarn rod. The old yarn rods that I've used never really cast quite like a fly rod, but this one does. And another feature, we made this 21 inches long, so you could take this on your trips with you when you're staying in a motel room. You could practice at home. You could even practice when you come in from fishing. And what I'd like to do now is use a bottle and a stick and give you my idea of the basic principles of fly casting. Then we'll use the rod and show you how you can make all kind of casts, from a Spey cast like a circle tee or snap tee to a roll cast on a smooth, slick floor, or just about any kind of cast you could make with a fly rod. Before we use the office rod, I'd like to go over just the basic principles of fly casting. What you're really trying to do is unroll the line back and forth, straight from the target and away from the target and back again. Anything off to one side or around a loop wastes energy. When you make big loops, you throw energy around a curve, you got too much of the line against the air, so air resistance, and something has to hold it up. What we're really trying to do is move your line straight away from opposite the target and back. Before we move the office rod on, I'd like to show you this stick represents the office rod. If we move the rod, keep the elbow at this height and slightly tilt out the forearm, the tip straights back and forth. Now if we raise it, we start throwing around curves, which is what most people do. If you've ever thrown a potato off a stick, throwing a dart, or throwing a spear, what you do is you start here, you accelerate forward, and if you stop going straight ahead, just like this bottle, things will go straight ahead. So what we're going to do now is use the office rod to show you these fundamentals. Remember, I emphasized about the principles where you want to keep your elbow going straight back and straight forward, and we want it, the more we raise or bend the wrist, the more it goes around a corner. So what we're really trying to do most of the time is direct the line straight back and straight forward like this. What we don't want to do is go like this, and we want to show you how this happens and and how to avoid these things. So what we're trying to do is line goes straight back and straight forward, and we get that by doing two things. We don't bend the wrist, we take the elbow and we lean it slightly out, the forearm's out here, and we make the line go straight back and forward like this. Now I bend the wrist, the first thing you do is you're throwing line around curves. Raise the elbow, you're now throwing around bigger curves. So if we keep the wrist straight and take the arm straight back and straight forward, this is the way to make a cast. When you make a roll cast, most people who make a roll cast raise their arm up here. They're not moving the rod very far forward, just to here, and then they're throwing down, and they bend their wrist and throw a line around a circle and a pile of garbage here. But if we do as I suggest, put the elbow on the shelf, move the forearm out slightly, bring it back here, and come straight through, now you're throwing all your energy directly at the target. And remember that you modify the back cast, but you're really throwing a regular forward cast, where most people make the tip go around a corner and down, and that's why they're throwing their line into a pile here. You can make a lot of Spey casts here with a single rod. You don't need the two-handed rods. If you want to make a change of direction, two casts that really help that are the circle tee and the snap tee. Both of these, my rod is here, my line's pointed out there, and I want to go over to here. And I don't have any room back here. If I snap this thing like this, you can see the line now is lined up so I can make this cast. So a snap tee is, don't pull it straight at you because it'll tangle up. Just come down on a very slight angle, like that, in the direction you want to go. The line will come back here and you can make this cast. If you want to make a circle tee, all you want to do is put the fly line and flying leader back here. You just make a circle. The line's back here now. You can make this cast. You haven't hit the bushes behind you, and all you've done, and you can do this at about 35 or 40 feet. Just pick it up. This is the only yarn type rod I know where you can make a cast on a slick floor. So this is our office rod, and it casts like a real fly rod. Taken apart, you can put this in your luggage, you can carry this with you, you can put it in the overhead, you can take this to the motel with you, you can try it in your home or your office, you can do it on a slick floor. If you're just learning to fly fish, this is an ideal practice tool for you. Or if you're someone who already knows how to fly cast and maybe you're having some problems, this will help you correct them. And it'll let you learn new casts too, like some of the things we demonstrated here. Remember, you can make virtually any cast with an office rod that you can make with a fly rod. And as far as I know, this is the only yarn rod that really feels like you're casting a fly line.